Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. As you may be able to tell, the shop's going through some changes. I'll cover that in a future video, but that's not what this video is about today. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a product that was sent to me by a company called Suzume, or Suzume. Here it is. It's some flex head ratcheting wrenches. So I figured what I'd do is I just would kind of go over what they offer in these package deals here, and then I'll do some testing, some comparing, and I'll give you my opinion on how I think they do. So if that's something that interests you, stick around. Alright, so as you can see, I have not opened these yet. I'll figure out how to get into it. I think you have to cut a tab or something to get into them. But they are a flex head, which is nice. I don't have flex head ratchets yet, or ratcheting wrenches. And right off the bat, the first thing that I noticed is that there are no skips in these kits. So this is a 12-piece kit, and it goes from 8 to 19 millimeters, and there's no skips. So a lot of times manufacturers will skip a couple of like lesser used sizes, like 16 millimeter usually is missing from kits. But as a completionist, or maybe I have a little bit of OCD, I like the fact that they don't skip. Same thing goes for the 12-piece SAE kit. These are all standard sizes. So that also would include the 11/32 size, which is usually skipped, which is available in this kit. So I'm going to go ahead and get these popped open, and we'll pull these out, and we'll talk a little bit about the packaging, and then after that I will focus on the wrenches themselves. Snip it, and maybe I'll just grab it from the top and pull it this way. There we go. This is made so, you know, this is kind of like a little door or whatever, but I'm not going to use that. These holders are actually pretty nice, and I'll go over that in just a minute. So I mentioned the packaging just because I feel like it's worth bringing up. A lot of times when you buy kits like this, they put them in some type of disposable packaging that you have to destroy to get to the product. As you can see, this one has a handle, and it also has little spots where you can hang it on the wall. And as you can see, they have it's got a little retention system in there. It's just a little friction retention. And what I wanted to show you was, here is a store-bought wrench organizer that you actually have to pay money for, separate from the wrenches. And it's got the exact same design as the packaging that comes free with these wrenches. There you go. So I thought that was cool. Just a little added bonus when you buy these. Okay, let's talk about the wrenches here real quick. Like I said, they're flex head. It's got a 180 degrees of rotation. Get you into some tight and awkward spaces. It has some type of a finish on it. I'll hit it with a file to see how it comes off. I don't know if this is like an electroplating or if it's a paint, but we'll test that in a minute. They claim a 72 tooth count on the ratchet, and it's smooth enough. I've used smoother ratchets, but I mean this is pretty good, and you can see it's not a very loose set, I guess. There's a lot of back drag. You see it can hold up its own weight on the ratchet side. Even in the larger ones, like here's the 19 millimeter, it can, let's see here. Alright, so this one, you can hear how loud it is. It's a pretty coarse adjustment, but it cannot hold itself up with the back drag, so that's nice. Just to give you a comparison to, I have these Husky fixed head ratcheting wrenches, and I cannot pick the wrench up you know, the back drag is not so tight that it holds the wrench up. Whereas on this guy, let me get to go in the right direction. This guy, I can lift it up. Oh, hold on. I can lift it up and the back drag holds it up. So, not a deal breaker. It's just an observation. Standard wrenches usually come with some type of a chrome finish. Again, I don't know what this finish is. As a matter of fact, let me grab a file and we'll take a look and see what's underneath here. Okay, I'm dealing with some tight quarters here. I apologize. Again, the shop's kind of getting redone. But, so I've got a fine cut file here. And here is your normal kind of hard chrome wrench. Drag a file across it, it just kind of skates right across. This, like I said, I'm not sure yet if it is electroplated or if it's painted. I do like how they have laser etched their name into it here, but everything else is embossed. So I can run my file across it, and it does skate across it. It does mar the finish a little bit, but whatever finish this is, it is a very hard finish, and so it's going to be easy to clean and, you know, tough and durable. It's not going to scratch up too bad. My opinion is any finish other than chrome is going to show scratches a lot more, but it's just kind of a preference. It's a matter of preference at that point, because this won't catch a file, so this is definitely good enough in my book. I also wanted to show you, I have a DeWalt 19mm here, and I was talking about how loud this is, but I'll be honest with you, the action on this Suzume 19mm is definitely a lot smoother than the action on this DeWalt brand 19mm. I can almost lift it up with the ratcheting mechanism if I don't squeeze the wrench itself. You can see I can get it up about 30 degrees before it falls. Where this one, it's a lot smoother. It just starts to fall as soon as I lift it up by the mechanism. I wanted to do a quick little comparison on the accuracy of the openings. I'm using a SAE or imperial caliper to measure metric wrenches, but this is just all comparison. Okay, so I got 10mm. I've got the 10mm Suzume. I got a 10mm Husky, or this could be any house brand that you could get at a local hardware store. I've got a 10mm Craftsman, and then I've got a 10mm DeWalt. And I'm going to measure the box, or the open end opening here. And we're just going to do a comparison to see how far they vary from each other. Starting with the DeWalt, I get 405 thousandths. 405. Craftsman, 397. Husky, 404. And now the Suzume, 401. So pretty much in between the spread of all of these other wrenches, which is good. So you don't want this 10mm wrench to be exactly 10mm, because you have to account for the variability in the head sizes of the fasteners that you're trying to adjust with this. Ideally, it's going to be a little bit larger, but not so large that there's a lot of slop as well. There's a science behind it. I'm not familiar with it. I just know that if you have a 10mm wrench that's exactly 10mm, you're going to run into problems trying to hit 10mm bolts with this. Just for the sake of being thorough, I'm also going to do another test with the imperial side, so, or the SAE, or whatever you want to call it. So, 1/4 inch bolt has a 7/16 inch head, pretty standard fastener that we use here in the United States. So I have a box end ratchet, or a box end wrench here from Craftsman, made in the USA, 7/16. I've got the same Husky ratcheting fixed end that comes from the kit that I own. And I have the Suzume 7/16 flex head ratchet right here. Let's go ahead and test these openings. The Craftsman is 440, Husky 445, and the Suzume is 445. Oh, and then the bolt is 431.5. So as you can see, even though the bolt is 431.5, but they still give you a solid 8 thousandths of clearance. So these wrenches can fit around the bolt with a little bit of wiggle room. You can see the wiggle room right there. The more wiggle room there is, the more likelihood you're going to slip off of the head of the bolt when you're putting large amounts of torque on it. But I still think that the measurement, again, this was 431.5, and the Suzume is 445, 446. So about 15 thousandths difference. And I should do my research, and I should tell you what the industry standard is as far as tolerance goes. I don't have all that information here handy. If I find it, I'll stick it up on the screen. So, it's interesting. Let me give you some impressions. I'm going to give you the pros and the cons at the end of this video, but right now just my impressions. First off, I like the flex head. I like that it's stiff and it's not floppy, because then you can put it in a position and it'll hold that position as you're snaking it down into wherever you're working, and it's not going to flop around, and you don't have to try to fling it around to get it to catch onto whatever you're trying to ratchet on. I do like that a lot. I do like that the fasteners on the articulating mechanism, they're adjustable. So if it gets a little loose or sloppy on you, it appears that you can grab yourself an Allen wrench or a hex wrench and adjust that to tighten it. If you really wanted to, you could disassemble it and clean it. You could take these apart and you could make your own little mini, you've seen the little tiny stubby ratcheting ends. You could even do that if you wanted to. This kit is affordable enough to where you could do that, and you could make a nice competitor to one of those specialty tools that you get at Snap-on or something for a very good price. I mentioned the fit and finish is acceptable. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I mean, it's definitely will make these set these apart from the normal chrome finish. I've got a satin chrome on these fixed end wrenches, or these box end wrenches, and then I've got a bright chrome on my other ratcheting wrenches. As long as this doesn't flake off or anything, I think it's fine. And as I showed with the file, it's a very durable finish. The ratcheting mechanism is pretty consistent across all sizes. It's got about the same amount of back drag. It's very smooth. It's not super duper precise. It's only a 72 tooth. But I don't really know in a real world application if 100 and whatever tooth mechanism is going to give you that much more of an advantage as a 72 tooth mechanism. And a lot of times that's all marketing anyway. But across all sizes, the ratcheting mechanism is smooth, and I actually find that in some sizes it's a lot smoother than others, and that just may be a small quality control thing, but for the most part, it's a very smooth operating mechanism. When you get into the really large sizes, you can tell it's a larger mechanism, as in, like, listen to how smooth the 15mm is. It's very quiet. And then the 19mm is a lot louder. But they still require about the same amount of force to actuate the mechanism. So very smooth, very consistent, very good. So let's talk a little bit about pros and cons with these sets. Let's start with the cons. It's not a name brand, okay? This is, you can buy this on Amazon. It's not a name brand. It's not going to win you any brownie points with your buddies at the shop. It's not, the fit and finish is not immaculate. It's more of a utilitarian type finish. Same thing goes for the mechanism. It's a very usable mechanism, but it is not refined like you would find in something that costs 10 times as much, like you would find it in SK or Mac Tools or Snap-on. But that will lead me into the pros of this, which is, first of all, the affordability of these. These are on par with these, something that you can buy in the big box store, whether it's Husky, whether it's Craftsman, whether it's Cobalt. They are right on par with those, but they're about half the price. And that's really the big selling point on these, is the price. And then in that price, you also combine the fact that you get no skips in sizes at all, and then it comes with this handy dandy little storage case, which I like, and is actually more compact than the ones that you buy in the store. Same material, same kind of rubbery TPU type material, impact resistant. You can hang it on the wall. It's got a little go handle. You're getting a lot of value for your money. Right now for the set, the price is hovering around $100, but if you want to know the actual, the most current price, you're going to have to click in the link down below, and it'll take you to the Amazon listing for this, which which will give you the most accurate pricing. The biggest plus, in my opinion, is the articulating head. You're getting these wrenches with an articulating head for less than what you would pay for a cheap brand that has a fixed head. The articulating head is put together very well. The action is very smooth. It holds its position and it's adjustable. So that's a big plus in my book. Well, I hope you liked my quick review of these Suzume flexible head ratcheting wrenches. I do like them, and I don't have a set of flexible heads, so they are going straight into my toolbox. I'll have to print out a little bit more compact of a storage solution for them. I've been putting my 3D printer to work using the Gridfinity system that's available online to try to organize my toolbox, and so there's a nice big empty spot back there that I can place these wrenches, and they'll take up residence in my permanent collection. Sorry I didn't have any real-world testing going on with these. I'm not really set up for that right now, and I'm not going to do destructive testing on these products. There's other channels that will do that for you. I just wanted to kind of show you some of the benefits of buying into a system like this, and I think for your money you get a lot, and it's a great deal. So once again, the link to this is down in the description below, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I want to thank the Suzume company for sending these to me to try out, and if this video works out, maybe I'll bring in some more of their products to show them off to you guys. So thanks everybody for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.